Hello, Daniel Prinn. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. So today we're going to be talking about our top five favorite Blu Ray releases from the previous year, which was 2021.
Yes.
But before we get into five, four, three, two, one, why don't you just tell me who you are, what you're about, and where people can find your stuff?
Sure. First of all, thank you for inviting me on. Glad to be here after. Do you want me to start with the story of how we met?
Sure, why not?
Okay. I mean, at least on because I reached out on Twitter because I think it was funny because I got our PR person sent me the wrong interview file and it was you,
Oh,
and you happened to also
right.
be in Ottawa.
I remember that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was Emily, right?
Yeah, for Beast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
So that
yeah,
was
Beast
pretty
Beast.
funny.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny. And then not much of a story, but I thought that was
Yeah.
cool to learn there was someone else doing film stuff in Ottawa. So that was cool. But yeah, for me, I am Daniel Prinn. I have a film review site called filmcraziest.com. I also do I started doing interviews at the start of the pandemic. I went to school for journalism. Way back. I graduated in 2016, and yeah, but I kind of was like, hey, I've been doing reviews for a while, so I'm going to start doing interviews as well. So I started that in May 2020. So yeah, I've been doing that for a bit. Podcasts, been buffing up the YouTube. I also do a podcast on extrafeatures.ca where my buddy Simon does interviews there, and then we do like a bi-weekly review show kind of thing. And what I'm all about is I love movies. I guess I do it for the passion of it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Would love to do a bit more freelance and such. And yeah, I just love love film.
Love a good cinematic vibe. Okay, so we're
Yeah.
talking about our top five, not movies that necessarily came out in 2021, but had a Blu-ray release in 2021.
Yes.
Now, you share me your list, I should do my list. We kind of already, know what's going on, and we kind of we're sort of we have different roadhouses going
We
by
do.
our top fives. Yeah, for looking at yours and knowing mine. Different roadhouses. So okay, without any further ado, what was your fifth favorite movie, fifth favorite Blu-ray release of 2021?
Sure. And I will preface this that I don't own any of
right,
these,
right. Yeah, sure.
but I kind of perused Blu-ray.com and went through all the
I love that
months
site.
and found a bunch of stuff. I don't know, nothing's really obscure. I know yours is not obscure, but just I looking through yours, I realized I haven't seen any of them, and I
Oh,
would like
cool.
to.
Oh,
But
great.
anyway,
Well, that's even better.
with my fifth one, I picked one I haven't seen, Nightmare Weekend from
Hmm.
Vinegar Syndrome. And it's a horror film about a woman trying to change people into mutanoid zombies. I didn't really read too much about the special features. I don't know, I think it's just a straightforward release, but the film at least looked interesting and I liked the look of the poster. So that's why I picked that one
Oh,
as my fifth one.
they had a new slip cover with
Oh,
the with
did
the
they?
weird face and stuff, and it's set in Florida, correct?
I think so.
I think it's like a French production shot in Florida,
Okay, sounds like already you know more about it than I
which is
do.
was always kind of fun. Like I'm a big fan of Italian productions in like the States. It's like everyone's
Sure.
American, but it's still like weird dubbing and like
Yeah.
Italian prog rock and all that stuff. So it's like an Italian nightmare of New York City, for example. So, but I haven't seen this movie, but I assume it's like an elegant French dream of
Probably.
Florida.
Yeah, like how they would see Florida.
Yeah. And I'm sure
Kind of.
they would have nothing but contempt for him.
Sorry.
And I'm sure the contempt angle would be fun.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so my number five is actually also a Vinegar Syndrome movie, which I do
okay,
own.
cool.
It is Ebola Syndrome. If you see that,
Okay,
that's the
nice.
front, that's the back. Is a little slip
Ooh.
cover, as you can see, and this is also a 4K release. It is a 4K and a Blu Ray. And this movie is amazing. I really, really recommend it for people out there. And I had never really, not really, I had not heard of the filmmaker, Herman Yao. Nor had I heard about like the Category 3 film, which was for a period of time between like the 70s and 90s. Some pretty intense movies were being made in Hong Kong that you can no longer really do since like the 2000s. Censorship is pretty harsh there. They just won't play it in mainland China. And this movie is raw. It's really raw. So the first thing to say about it is not only is it raw, but it's like the ultimate, it's made in 1996, but it's the ultimate zeitgeist movie for coronavirus. So this guy who's completely unlikable, it's like this dark comedy basically. He's not redeemable, but he's hilarious. He's got swagger. He commits a lot of homicides. Like in the beginning of the movie, he's a triad. He's having sex with the boss's wife, and then he commits a triple homicide. And a lot of his homicides are sexual in nature. So that's fun. And so he commits a triple homicide in 1986, flees to South Africa, and then flash forward 10 years later, he's working at here in this stupid South African restaurants, there he is as a stupid waiter.
I want the Blu Ray just for that.
Yeah. It's a good call. And he's doing menial work. He's working hard but being exploited. You know how it goes. And because there's also a lot of racism in the movie. It is South Africa, and so the whites don't like the blacks, and they also don't like the Chinese people that happen to be living there. This little Chinese restaurant gets a hard time. They had to pay more for meat, so because they had to pay more for meat, they go to a Zulu tribe to try to get some pig meat off them for hopefully for a cheaper price. Our protagonist, being played by Anthony Wong, being who he is, rapes someone and then murders her. But while murdering her, she spits a bunch of white guck in his face, giving him Ebola Syndrome. And then he comes back to Hong Kong. I'm going to summarize. He comes back to Hong Kong.
Sure.
Still does his thing, has sex with prostitutes, finds another woman, they're hanging out, and then it's revealed that he's Ebola Syndrome. She finds out, she kicks him out, she calls the cops. And there's this hilarious scene where these guys in gas masks, they're cops basically, they're trying to arrest him, and he's spitting at them. And they go, so anyways, if you like dark comedies and just believe a revolting character can be charismatic and a good leading man, you really don't get better than this one. I highly recommend Ebola Syndrome, a movie that came out on the Black Friday sale through Vinegar Syndrome, and I knew literally nothing about. I just got it in January because I saw it on a shitty rip of it on YouTube. This is civilization right here. This is incredible. And now that I have it, it's really great. And I gotta say, the commentary track by the great Sam Deegan is truly wonderful on this. So leave it.
Okay.
What's your number 4?
Now, can I ask a follow up on that one?
Yeah, of course.
What was that thing from the 70s that you mentioned?
Category 3.
Okay. Did you catch The Sadness at Fantasia?
No.
That kind of brings back almost Category 3. It's so depraved. It's a pandemic film.
Oh, so nice.
When it comes out, I think it's going to be like a love-hate it kind of thing. But it was wild. Yeah. So if you like that one, I think you would be interested.
Oh, cool. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely interested.
And now my 4th one is, going back to the mainstream here, is Breakdown. Paramount presents. I think this is the number 26 in that one. That Kurt Russell from 1997?
Yeah.
So sorry, I did not bring the summaries of these films, and I should have. Let me do a quick Google. It's just that the car crash, and my bad, Mike. Yeah, from 1997, directed by Jonathan Mostow. A man searches for his missing wife after his car breaks down in the middle of the desert. I think I saw this on DVD like a
I
bunch
remember
of
when it
years
came out.
back. Yeah, and it's just had the Blu-ray release, a bunch of new interviews and commentary,
That's fun
and I feel like if I'm gonna rewatch it, I want to rewatch it on Blu-ray.
for
And
sure.
this is the first time it's been on Blu-ray.
I don't think I saw it.
No, it's actually really good. I won't spoil
Yeah.
anything about it, but it's like twisty and it
Mhm.
has a bunch of twists and turns, and it's like pretty nonstop.
Mhm.
So
Nice. Yeah.
definitely,
I don't shit. I just remember the title and Kurt Russell, but that's
sure,
that's sort of enough.
yeah, enough to get you into it, right?
I love Kurt Russell.
Yeah, the poster for the original DVD is good, and then the poster for just the cover for this new Blu-ray is actually pretty cool too.
Nice. And they
I wish I,
revisited it. So the director or whoever, the cast crew members, they chop it up.
yeah, there's just a bunch of new interviews and commentary.
That's awesome.
I cannot remember who was on the commentary, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
sure
yeah.
it's the director.
I imagine it was the filmmakers.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
typically, you don't get like a historian for that sort of thing.
Yeah. Do you listen to the commentaries usually?
Yes.
Okay. I see. I think I haven't listened to like a lot of commentaries, but I think I've listened to commentaries for Scream just when I was rewatching those
Fun.
a couple months ago, and then I've seen Cabin in the Woods so many times. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna listen to the commentary.
They're fun.
Yeah, they
I
are.
enjoy it. Like obviously the filmmakers shed insight, and
Yes.
historians, weren't there or anything. They have no like anecdotal like set experiences to share, but like they have, if they're good, there are like historians I have found who will opine on a film, and they basically just like list a lot of dates in other movies, and
Sure.
I don't give a shit. That's like I can figure that out myself. Like that's not interesting for me. But if they have like hot takes or not even hot takes, but an interesting way of contextualizing things or saying things that I may or may not know, or
Mhm.
have done some interviews with people around the production. I think there's added value for that. And yeah, I have a lot of Blu-rays. Like these are all Blu-rays behind me. I got a lot.
Oh,
I got a lot of Blu-rays, and that's like not even. I got a
this
lot over there too. I'm a like I
and
believe in. I think streaming, not to sound like a curmudgeon, but streaming sort of could cheapen the experience.
yeah, and
And like
then I
what it's
mean,
like, I bought these, you know, when
and
I
have them
when I
forever.
watch them like for the first time or I revisit them, there's more of a sentimental connection to it. It's the same with like, I'll stream a lot of tracks, obviously, like anyone else. Like I go on YouTube, I want to hear a song, I'll play it on YouTube. But I have a record player too.
Oh
I
yeah,
like the fussy thing of like holding it around the edges, getting the dust off, hitting the buttons, not letting anyone touch it, having to flip it in 20 minutes. Like I like the fussiness of physical media.
yeah. I'm a big physical media guy too. Like for example, like I was watch like through my edit when I edit and stuff, I would
Yeah.
be just watching a show on Netflix. I was watching How I Met Your Mother. They
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
took that off of Netflix.
Huh.
So it's just there's no permanence on streaming, but physical media, you have it until you sell it. And
Or a false part or whatever. But yeah, for sure.
yes, and I wish my collection is in the basement, but
Oh, huh.
anyway, so I have a bunch as well. Are those like mostly box sets behind you?
There are a lot of boxes. Yeah, they're mainly box sets behind me.
Okay, so that's the box set shelf.
Yeah. I'll show you one thing over there. That's pretty wild. Actually, I can't reach it. Forget about it. I'm just gonna talk about my fourth favorite movie, fourth favorite Blu-ray, is Paul Morrissey's Flesh of Frankenstein. This is for Vinegar Syndrome as well.
Oh, nice.
So look, it doesn't even say Flesh of Frankenstein. It just says Frankenstein and his flesh, carved in. It does come with like two things here. You've got the 3D experience.
Oh, 3D.
It comes
Does
with
it come with glasses?
It comes with the glasses, and you can get it on you can use it on a real 3D TV too. And then it comes with a 4K of it too. So yeah, 4K.
Ooh,
So
that's a bummer.
it's pretty deluxe for a 70s horror movie that isn't as immediately recognizable as an 80s horror franchise, let's say. I gotta tell you, my first red carpet experience was with one of the stars of this movie, the irreplaceable Udo Kier. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, you know Udo Kier?
Yeah, actually, an interview I did for Swan Song.
Swan
He was
Song, yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I interviewed him for that too over
Okay.
Zoom, but I've been right in front of him for a red carpet at TIFF for the film Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Right. Okay.
And
That's
he's a
when
very
that's
intense guy, but I tell you, those eyes are the real deal. He's seen some things, I just know it.
for
But
sure.
the movie, like the 3D gimmick is fun. And also what's funny about the movie is it's like an old world European movie shot by Americans. Paul Morrissey, who was sort of like Andy Warhol's part of his scene. They'd done some movies, and he brought over Joe D'Alessandro, who not only has a very thick New York accent and this like period piece, but Udo Kier, who he's got the great line: "In order to create life, you have to fuck death in the gallbladder." That's probably the most memorable line of the movie. And so they
I can see
have like a
why.
lot of like interesting tavern wenches and like real life gritty European people, and then a guy who sounds like he just like left the Mets game is pretty hilarious. It's very instinctive performances. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I really like because there's different backgrounds of people, different kinds of people who worked on it. The interviews is not just about your crusty white guys talking. You've got like fat German woman, you've got Udo Kier, you've got Joe D'Alessandro, you've got Paul Morrissey bitching about Andy Warhol. It's a nice range of people. Nice range of people in those interviews. And plus
Lots of
the 3D, it's
personality.
fun.
Okay. Now, do you usually watch movies in 3D?
No, I actually don't like it.
No, me neither. I used to I
It's
used
fun
to
gimmick though
watch.
for a release.
Yes, I used to watch films like in theaters in 3D, but like
Yeah,
I don't think I've watched one since before the pandemic.
yeah. It
And
gave me a
it's
headache like 5 minutes in, but there's a scene where the bats like sort of fly off the screen and come to kill you. And there's
okay.
a scene where Udo Kier's liver is pierced through, and you see that like 3D popping out at you. So there are moments that are great in 3D, but generally it's
Oh,
just a headache.
fun. Okay.
And
Okay, fair enough.
also, it's got a great commentary track. Talking about the commentary tracks with the Daughters of Darkness, Sam Deacon, Heather Drain, and Kat Allinger. They're great.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Now, was it 3D in the 70s or is it just
in the
3D?
'70s. Yeah,
Oh wow, okay. They had that gimmick back then, right?
yeah. The producer was a British guy. He was working with Roman Polanski. They were going to do 3D for Roman Polanski's movie What, but it basically made no sense
Okay.
to do it for that film. And he also produced Polanski's Macbeth. And Polanski was in another movie that Paul Morrissey and that producer made together.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, which I might get to in a minute. But what's your number three?
Oh, okay. My number three is going back to the classics with Saw, because Best Buy released an exclusive steelbook, and I'm a sucker for steelbooks. I
Still looks
have
cool.
The Exorcist, and I think only Assault on Precinct 13, and
I have that
Split
too. Assault on Precinct
on
13.
on steelbook. I love my steelbook of Split.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Nice.
but yeah, for Saw, what have I written here? It has the Legacy of Saw documentary on it. It has the original short film and a lot of other extras as well. And yeah, I haven't gone through the franchise of Saw for a while. Like I should have before the new one came out. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw that one.
I only saw 1 and 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went through all of them probably 2012 when I started reviewing movies. So I
Wow.
would love to. Oh my God, that's almost 10 years now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to go back and like watch it again on Blu-ray at least. Because I know I have
Yeah.
a bunch of them on DVD still.
Yeah. Well, when
Yeah.
they came out, DVD was the thing.
Yeah, exactly. First one
Yeah.
was what, 2004?
Something like that. Yeah.
2003 for festivals.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I love them though.
I
I'm not
like the
usually
first one a lot. The second one was like, whoa. This is crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So after the second one, you're like, I tap out.
I'm out. I actually saw the second one first,
Oh, really?
and then I was like, man, that this is too much. And then someone was like, no, you really got to see the first one. I was like, okay, I watched the first one, and it was better. But James Wan did the first two, and then I don't know whoever the hell. Like I love the Conjuring 1 and 2, and then the third one that fell off. James Wan franchises without James Wan, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
Now,
there's like 12 of them. It seems it's like it's a little intense. And
yeah.
I'm this sort of idiot who like when I get into like Puppet Master or Hellraiser, I'll watch all of them, and they're terrible. I mean, the first Hellraiser is great, but Hellraiser 7 is not.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm like, well, I started this course, I had to finish it. But I'm restraining myself with Saw. I don't know.
Yeah, that's Saw. You were like, nah, not today.
I don't want to have the completest instinct on that one.
It's funny because I'm pretty sure I would have seen Scary Movie 4 before I actually saw Saw. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I see the parodies of these big films before I actually watch the horror film. Because it's the same with, honestly, with Scary Movie 3. I watched that when I was a kid in a hotel room, and that film has put me off from seeing The Ring. I still haven't saw The Ring because the parody version creeped me out enough.
I love steelbooks though; they're fun.
They are.
I have a few. I have. I'm just looking over here. Oh, I have a fair amount of Italian stuff, like Dario Argento stuff, like Suspiria, Phenomena, Tenebra, and then also Demons and Demons 2. I have Reanimator, Assault on Precinct 13, which you mentioned. I have The Thing on Steelbook, and I have a Steelbook for The Driller Killer.
Driller Killer.
By Abel Ferrara.
I love that name though.
Abel Ferrara's first, well, it's technically second movie.
Okay.
His first movie was a porno. But you can say porno is not really is not real cinema. So people always used to say Driller Killer was Abel Ferrara's debut. It's not really true.
It's funny, when I was going through my research for this list, and I was going on Blu-ray.com, there was so many pornos, but I just looked at the poster and I was like, oh, that I haven't heard of that. That seems interesting. And I look it up. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's not gonna be on the list then.
Well, my number 5 was gonna be Sex World, the 4K of Sex World. It's the first ever 4K hardcore release, and I haven't. And I somehow lost the soundtrack, and I'm very upset about it. I emailed Vinegar Syndrome trying to get another one, because pornos have great music.
Okay.
Like Perverted Disco.
That's a movie?
No, it's just how the porno music sounds like.
Oh. Yes, Perverted Disco. That's
or
actually a good way of
disco. Exactly.
Thump and hump disco.
Exactly. No, they're great. But I mean, it's not great, but I like it. It's fun. It's and I'm trying to. I have also Abel's porno. I'm not going to say the title on Blu-ray. I have some porn on Blu-ray, but I basically don't want to start becoming like a black trench coat guy.
Yeah, you don't want to have too many questions.
Well, it's like I think it's healthy in moderation.
Yeah, it's like I have these for cinema.
You can hang you can just hang loose, but not all the time, because then your mind is going to warp when it comes to human relationships.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's my stance. Okay, so I want to talk about my number 3 movie. So we talked about Flesh for Frankenstein, but I actually prefer Blood for Dracula. There it is, Blood for Dracula. There's Udo Kier in Blood for Dracula. Nice, beautiful movie. It's just like this one. It was followed up the same year, and like I said, like I was being coy about, Roman Polanski has a scene in this movie. Total scene stealer, of course. I find it just like a funnier and sexier movie than Flesh for Frankenstein. Frankenstein is a lot of melancholy and like soap opera stuff, and there is also Blood for Dracula, but I just think it's funnier. It's Dracula is looking for virgin blood, so he goes to Italy because that's what the Catholic Church is, and obviously they're moral people. He finds a family to court, like the daughters to court, and they're all sluts. So it's pretty hilarious.
Yes, I already love
And
it.
also, we talked about 3D being stupid. This goes with the soundtrack, and I prefer a CD soundtrack over 3D any day. If it's a great score, I want it on CD. So it's like it does sound just like regular classical music. It's very beautiful though. It's by a composer named Claudio Gizzi. And I will put it on and read, some otherworldly, dense, macabre philosophy while listening to this music. When I
Okay.
first put it on, I was reading the book, which I am neglecting. It's over there. It's called "The World as Will and Representation" by Arthur Schopenhauer, and it is very difficult. But this is like the perfect music to put on for that sort of vibe. So yeah, there's more stuff. There's more bells and whistles in the Frankenstein release, but I prefer what they do with Blood for Dracula because of the soundtrack, most notably. There's a lot of interviews too, a 4K disc, etc. And I just think it's a better movie, so no brainer.
Okay.
I'm really glad those two movies got a release. I've been waiting for them to come out on Blu Ray for some time now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you drawn to like getting Blu-rays like more when they come with like music, or
If it's for a movie I like, it helps.
yeah, okay. And if
Yeah.
you've listened to the soundtrack before,
I have a lot of soundtracks. I got a lot of. I have like. I have on vinyl probably like 70 plus, and then I've got, I don't know, like 50 on CD. I don't even know how many on CD. I definitely have over 100 though.
oh wow,
And they're fun. They're a fun vibe.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I also had a question. The poster behind you for Titan, where did
Yeah,
you
it's
get
sad.
that?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
I bought it at the Mayfair. I bought it off
Oh,
Linda
okay.
Marlboro.
Oh,
And then
cool.
I had it laminated and put on styrofoam.
Ah, that's awesome.
Thank you. That was my favorite movie in 2021.
I haven't watched it yet. It's
Oh, okay.
still very much. I'm gonna be watching it this weekend.
I've seen it 3 times.
Oh yeah,
I
I've
saw it in
heard
TIFF. I
great
saw
things.
it at a press screening at the Bytown, and then my buddies wanted to see it at the Bytown, so I saw it 3 times. It was
Oh
great.
wow, okay.
Good
Okay.
time. And the vinyl is coming out soon.
Oh really?
There are only 1,000 made though. I don't know if I'll go for it. We'll see.
Okay, fair enough.
Can't get everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Only enough money in the world.
Unfortunately, I make a joke. I say I hate money. I need it for everything, and I have very little of it.
It's a good way of looking at it, I think.
Yeah. So, what's your second favorite Blu-ray release of 2021?
Sure. Now, my second Blu-ray release of 2021 is this is not one that I have. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't have any of these, but I did an interview with the director Ryan Spindell. So my second favorite is the Mortuary Collection, just because with all the information I learned from him in the
Yeah.
interview, I feel like he's going to put a lot of that onto the actual Blu-ray.
Nice.
So there's audio commentary by him, 2 hours of bonus footage, and it's just a really fun anthology horror film. And it's cool because Shudder
Awesome.
releases most of their releases on Blu-ray,
Yeah, they do. I like
which I
that they
really
do
like.
that.
Yeah, I wish Netflix would do more of it, but I like that Shudder does it.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. So, what did you talk? You talked to this guy like last year?
yeah. I talked to him almost. See, the film premiered at Fantasia in 2020 actually.
Oh, okay.
And then I think was on Shudder in early 2021. And then I didn't talk to him at Fantasia, but I reached out to him after Fantasia.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was able to speak with him. And then then it was on Shudder in October, and then I think they released it on Blu-ray in February.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. It sounds good.
Yeah, it's fun. It has Clancy Brown as this kind of storyteller. He works at he's a mortician.
Yeah.
And then this woman comes in wanting a job, and he kind of tells her just 4 different scary stories.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it's good old fashioned anthology.
Sounds like Body Bags or Creep Show or whatever.
Yeah, I love I love anthologies that have like a good like framing device, right?
I saw George Romero. I met George Romero
Oh, did you?
at Ottawa Comic Con, and he introduced
Okay.
Creepshow.
Oh,
And
cool.
I saw him earlier in the day. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what they expect me to say. They expect me to give like a lecture about this or something." So just be yourself. I'm sure it'll be fine. And he had a fun story where they were doing the thing with Leslie Nielsen and Ted Danson,
Okay.
and Ted Danson got a call and he comes back. One night he says, "Yeah, they want me to audition for some show. I don't know. Sounds kind of dumb. Something about a bar or whatever." And
Oh, that's funny.
it ends up being Cheers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, great. I haven't
yeah,
been to Ottawa Comic Con. I should
yeah.
have.
It's okay. It's
It's
not really a big thing. The
it's
cosplayers.
fine.
It's like I don't know. These people need. No, I don't want to be mean. I appreciate enthusiasm,
Sure.
and I love the horror people, but they're not like the thing that at Comic Con.
Okay. When does it
Like the
usually happen? In
fantasy is
May?
like I love Star Wars, but how many times can you watch Star Wars
Yeah, that's true.
and Marvel movies too? I don't really love Marvel movies. Some of them are fine.
I actually like I wasn't really into the first phase. Like I
Yeah,
really started getting into them 2014 with Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I saw them all after Endgame, and then I watched Black Widow because it'd been a while. Hadn't been to a movie theater in a while, so it's
Sure.
like I haven't had the chance to watch one of these Marvel movies in quite some time, and I watched it, and then I'm thinking, what am I doing to myself? I'm going to start a Marvel boycott, but it's obviously not going to take hold of it. Just for me, it's like, why make a movie called Avengers Endgame and then continue to bombard me with shows and 4 movies?
Yeah,
You said it's over. You said it's
and
over.
the end game for cinema now is just the show.
Right? Yeah. So
Man.
it's like, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Spider-Man?
Nope.
Okay.
Haven't seen anything since Black Widow. I might eventually when the hype dies way down.
Stop the boycotts for that one, then you can see it back on.
I remember Bill O'Reilly had a boycott of France. He said Americans like shouldn't go to France or whatever. It's like, okay, that's great.
Did that take?
I'm
I don't think that took.
not going to change it. Yeah, but anyways.
No, fair
Um,
enough.
so you did your number 2?
Yes, I did my number
Yeah,
two,
okay, yeah, you
Mortuary
did.
Collection.
This is my number 2. It is a box set.
Oh, cool.
Shawscope Volume 1.
Okay.
So it's sort of cheating. It's like 12 movies.
I
But
don't know.
here it is, limited
Okay.
edition, Arrow Video. Arrow's got like really good box sets. And I would say the artwork in this is really pretty incredible. So I'll just like flip through the booklet quickly. I don't know if you can see any of this stuff. Like, well, I'll show like you got nice pictures like this,
Oh, cool.
and then little write-ups about the movies, and I'm sure some essays in there. It's awesome. I'm a big fan of it. And then like this is my favorite movie in the sets because they're British. They go with the British title King Boxer. But it's I noticed Five Fingers of Death.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I would know it as well.
So you have like King Boxer, you've got like, other movies like Mighty Peking Man. It's like the King Khan from China.
Oh,
And then movies like, Five Venoms, Crippled Avengers, all this stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And really, if I were to highlight a movie to get you excited, it would be Five Fingers of Death. So what I'll say about that is, the producer, one of the producers at Shaw Brothers in the 60s was a guy named Raymond Chow. And he thought that the Shaw hierarchy, like Run Shaw and his siblings, he thought they were quite rapacious. They were, they would take all this money for themselves. They paid people peanuts, and Run Shaw was like, not nice to the ladies. You kind of had to have sex with them after your movie. Like, yeah. Quentin
Okay.
Tarantino talked about this on the Joe Rogan Experience. He said that there was like the premiere room, and then there was a bedroom right up there. And after the premiere, after Run Shaw saw your movie, he'd have his way with one of the female actresses, or at least one.
God.
And so that's not defending them as people.
No.
I love their movies. But anyways, Raymond Chow left. He left the cult, and he started Golden Harvest, and most notably kicked things off with Bruce Lee. And so Five Fingers of Death is really, Shaw Brothers trying to do like a movie like The Big Boss. So it's not swordplay, all this like, dance move stuff. It's more like, I want to kick your ass with my fists. And it stars Lo Lei, who I'm a big fan of, and who notably played Pai Mei. They would dress him up as like an old man, and he would play Pai Mei, and people would kill him. Pai Mei dies in every movie. That's like part something Tarantino respects in Kill Bill. He always dies. Then he comes back. But anyways, Lo Lei has got the ultimate death glare. It's got great music. It's got it's obviously not a great plot or anything, but it's a vibe. So that's my number 2.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, it's Five Fingers of Death within the Shawscope Volume 1 box set from Arrow Video.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah,
that's a cool box set.
Thank you.
I like the little like booklets that come out.
Yeah,
it's cool. Those are cool. Do you have like a lot of those? Like that? I'm pretty sure there's like, I don't know how I would describe them, but they're just like the little tabletop, like coffee table books.
I have some
with their Blu Ray releases.
I have like a Roger Corman book over there, which I recently read, and I have like Truffaut and Hitchcock.
Okay, do you like those?
Like Truffaut Hitchcock is like, a must read for any like serious
true
cinematic lover. The Corman book is fun.
Okay.
It's anecdotal. It's nothing like, I'm not saying you're gonna learn a lot. It's just entertainment.
Okay, yeah. I have the one for the Big Lebowski.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. I have they're not like, they don't look great in the collection, I don't think, but they're fun to read through.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just entertainment. All right, what's your number 1 Blu-ray of 2021?
Sure. My number 1 is Krampus the Naughty Cut from Scary Factory. Because I love Krampus a lot, but my complaint with it when it came out was that it's PG-13. But this is the R-rated cut.
Oh, fun.
So this is one I really want to get just to see what they do with it and how different it is. And they have a lot of goodies on it, like I'm sorry, man, I did not rush. I'm looking at my notes.
It's one of those evil Santa movies, right?
Yeah, I did not write down the special features on it, but I'm pretty sure there's probably commentary, probably behind the scenes and all the special features. But yeah. It's
Scream Factory's really good.
This family and this kid is kind of being a brat, and then they're all holed up in their house as Krampus comes to visit. It's with Adam Scott and David Koechner's in it, and then what's that? The one woman from Fargo whose name I cannot remember.
Frances McDormand?
No, from the TV show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really watch the show. I've seen like a few episodes, but yeah.
So let me look. I'll look her up real quick.
Okay.
This, because it was before Fargo. Alison Tolman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a film by Michael Dougherty. It's pretty fun. I'd recommend it if you like if you like the mythology of Krampus.
Nice, cool.
Yeah,
and Scream Factory really crushes. They're a safe bet with their curation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it came with a poster for the first run, but I'm not too sure.
Oh, cool. Okay,
yeah,
well, I'm gonna tell you my number 1 movie.
Okay, awesome.
Strike Commando.
Oh, fun.
Bruno Mattei, one of my recent favorite Italian filmmakers. I used to really scoff at this guy because he is called the Ed Wood of Italy, and it's for a reason. And what was kind of fun about his movies, if you look at a movie like Shocking Dark, which I also own, it's a Alien ripoff that turns into a Terminator ripoff.
Okay.
So it's like they do the Alien plot line, And then the characters are like, wow, great. Isn't it awesome that we survived that story? And then it's like, well, not really. Because I was sent to kill you guys. And then the guy who's with them is like, turns out to be a Terminator. And then in Robo War, he does like he does Predator, but the Predator looks like the RoboCop. So he'll rip off 2 movies at once to try to like get both audiences, I guess. Fans from 2 movies. But what's great about Strike Commando is it just rips off Rambo or like First Blood Part 2, let's say.
Okay.
It's just going for one. And it's a little bit more emotionally focused within a movie that like if it ever would have won an Oscar, it would be for Red Brown for his in the best screaming category. Because a lot of the movies just and he bonds with a young Vietnamese boy named Jakota. And when Jakota dies, his lament is just incredible. Jakota! It's classic. Shooting a machine gun, screaming the name Jakota.
Oh, machine gun too.
Yes, dies in the explosion. Red Brown is cut. And Bruno Mattei, yeah, he was really good at cutting. And he also worked with a couple, a writer and a director in his own right, Claudio Fragasso and Rosella Drudi. And now Claudio Fragasso is probably most famous for directing Troll 2, which I'm sure you've heard of.
Yes. Yeah. I was gonna bring that up earlier with just when you were talking about like Italy and in the US.
Yeah. So Claudio's a real mensch of like bad cinema. And he's also interviewed on all these Blu Rays talking about old Bruno Mattei movies or his own movies. And yeah, him and his wife, obviously they'll just be like sitting on a couch in their home in Rome or whatever. And there's this cat like walking in between. And it was when the cat died, it was a thing on Twitter. Like, you know, interviews with Claudio and Rosella are legit. Like, to me, that's like peak Blu-ray-dom.
Okay, so if you ever see their names on a commentary, you're like, I need that.
Well, yeah, and they're like, they strike me as shitheads, but amazing ones, beautiful ones. And that's my top 5 favorite Blu-rays of 2021. Daniel Prinn, I want to thank you for your time. We rated it all down. It's time to go. Do you have any final words?
No, I just wanted to thank you for coming on. I don't go on enough podcasts, so when you DM'd me about it, I was like, yeah, that sounds fun.
All right, brother. Take care.
Awesome. You too. Thanks again.
My pleasure.